Good morning, Bitcoin. Welcome to Proof of Work. Proof of Work is a show about the people behind Bitcoin and how they got here. Today we're joined by Agota from the Transylvanian Bitcoin Conference. How's it going, Agota?
Hi, Thomas. It's good.
You've been enjoying the conference so far?
Yes, this is a great conference, and I like to come every year as soon as I have the chance to come.
Essen's fun. It's a nice, quiet conference. There's a lot of good people here, and you can definitely get a lot of networking in and talk to people, and there's free food, so you can't beat that. So we want to go ahead and start with everyone's most favorite and most familiar question. What was your first computer?
Well, my first computer was a Pentium 2,
Mm-hmm.
and I really had some trouble using it, but then I ended up playing a lot of solitaire.
All right.
So that was fun.
Did you play Minesweeper as well?
Yes, I
Yeah,
did.
Solitaire,
Yeah.
Minesweeper, the classics.
The
yeah.
classics, and then, just Mario and all of these fun games, which were at the time really in high-end fashion.
Sure. Yeah, it was amazing back in the day to play those. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what else did you use the computer for? Did you do documents or photos or what kind of thing?
I think I did photos from my phone to the computer then.
Yeah.
And then I started doing documents, like simple, those paint documents or what
Sure,
you
Microsoft
have.
Paint. Did you do
Microsoft
like
Paint,
painting?
Yeah, I did a painting too. And then just...
Did they turn out well or like
No,
okay,
no,
because
no,
I used it as a kid and it looks like a kid did it.
Like a kid's drawing, that's it. Just playing around with it.
Sure.
And then maybe some just to upload some files and to save them and just archive some photos. That's about it.
So Pentium 2, did you have the internet or were you using like a dial-up modem?
I was using a phone to have internet.
Yeah.
And then if the phone didn't work, I didn't have an internet. So, yeah, it was tricky.
And where did you live when you got this computer, just out of curiosity?
I lived in Romania, where I live now as well. I'm a Hungarian national, but born in Romania. So I speak both languages, and we have both heritages with which we live with, and it's all good.
Did a lot of people have computers? Like, did you just go to a computer shop? It was a pretty normal thing? Like...
I think eventually my parents got one when I was like maybe 10, 12 or so, and until then we had these internet cafes which we frequented a bit after school. We paid some money so we could stay for like 50 minutes at the computer, and that was it.
And what would you guys do? Would you play games?
Yeah, we would play games.
Okay.
Yeah, we would play games and maybe chat a bit. We had a program on which we could chat between us, and that's it.
It's just like the kids these days, except no one goes to internet cafes. They just have computers at home.
Not anymore.
Why would you go to an internet cafe? Well, if you didn't have a computer and if you didn't have internet, that's why you would go. But everyone has internet on their phones now, and their phone's practically a computer, and then most people have a laptop or a computer these days, so it has changed a lot. But
yes, it has, definitely.
So did you stick with computers all the time? Were you always using them, or did you move into another field after that?
Well, I think I moved into another field, and basically I was in university. I was in HR, and then I moved up a bit into the financial side of businesses, and I stuck with that a little bit, and now I'm into Bitcoin.
Yeah. But how did you find Bitcoin? Were you working at your job?
Bitcoin?
You're doing HR, these kind of things?
No. Well, I was doing HR and financial analysis for a company, and obviously I was doing these long office hours in a cubicle, like any other normal person does, and I was really unhappy. And my husband came home one day and said, well, if I can make 10,000 dollars in 1 week, would you leave your job? I said, yes, of course I would. And obviously he was playing with Bitcoin for
yeah.
over a year now. And he had studied and he had asked around and he found this online community to whom he talked to about Bitcoin. And he kept trying to convince me to join him. And I said, the first time you bring me actual money, I mean actual money,
cash,
which you
hard
can
money,
hold or see in our bank account, I will be convinced. Until then, I'm not gonna leave my study job. Yeah. I'm not gonna leave my study job. I'm just going to wait for that proof. So he eventually came home with that proof.
Hey.
Yeah. So I was sold instantly.
Great.
I actually quit my job the next day.
Wow.
Yeah. And we started all these projects together.
What kind of projects did you start? What are you working on?
Well, we did some mining, Ethereum mining, some altcoin mining.
In the house, or did you have a separate facility?
Yeah, we did it in the house for like 3 years, in the basement of the house.
Oh, you have a basement. Okay, it's getting a little better.
Yeah.
But I mean, I was going to say, you're a very like permissive woman there, because I mean, in our house, we had the miners were in one room and the TV was in the other room. And every movie I watch sounds the same. It's like, wah, 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 wah. Every movie is all like, wah, 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 wah. And you hear the dialogue a little bit, but it's just like the background, just all the time.
I wouldn't have it that way.
All right, okay, so they're under the house. They're in the basement. It's a little better, okay.
But they were making so much heat, they were actually heating up my kitchen floor. So
that's a feature, though.
It was a feature now. During the winter, it was nice, but during the summer, come on, it was like really hot. So it's quite unbearable. So then after that, we scaled up and went ahead and got a facility.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and we actually mined as a service for like 2-3 years or so.
Yeah.
And then, everyone stepped on to their next project, with price being what it was and mining being what it was. So, yeah.
Well, mining's a tough game. I mean, for us,
it's really hard.
We didn't upgrade fast enough. And I mean, part of it is like, I was like, if they're making money now, can't we just keep running them? And I like that whole, you get the thing set up and you leave it there. But the mining game, for me, looking at it in hindsight,
I honestly think it's just, you have to flip it. You have to constantly invest in it, and you're going out on a limb, and it's a really high risk business. But for those who have the courage, and for those who are willing to do it, and just invest and change on the equipment now and then.
Well, I think a lot of people, they get it in their head, they're like, you can make money with your computer, and they want to do that.
Yeah, they stick to it.
And it's not that hard. It's not that easy. I mean, you have to make money with a really powerful computer. You have to have tons of them now. I mean, it's a whole different game than maybe the first month or two,
Yeah, it's a lot of trial and error, honestly. A lot of it. And maybe what works for others, it doesn't work for you. The cards really have to be professional, like mining cards, and then you have all of these little components to them which give you better energy usage and so on. So a lot of details which you have to put together.
Did you ever have to like wake up in the middle of the night because the miners were off?
Yes.
Or cancel a trip or come home?
Yes.
Or did it affect your life? Yeah.
Actually leave a wedding because the miners didn't work. And when you have quite a few of those.
Was it your idea or your husband's idea to leave?
No, this is totally my husband's idea. Obviously, he's the genius one, the technical guy who thinks out all of these projects. And well,
but you wanted to go to the wedding. I mean, you have friends, you have people you have to support. Like there has to be a give and take there. But I heard much the same thing. I was talking to Slush from Slush Pool, and he made the first mining pool, and he was the entire line of support for the thing. So he was like, I was on a date, at a movie, and I got a page on my thing, and I had to go out to the lobby with his laptop and fix the site right there. And like he never could go on days, he never go to a movie, he had no life at all.
Well, that's the best part of it. You can actually fix it in a short amount of time, relatively, if the problem isn't that big. But what happens if you're on a trip or something, or another country, and you have to be actually physically there to fix something which is hardware broken? That it's like a domino, if you don't fix one thing, then the other thing starts to fall. So
well, you can't just have someone come in and work on it, because they might just rob it all.
Yes,
they might just take it with them. I mean, it's like so hard to trust people these days, and all that kind of thing. So.
Yeah, because it's quite expensive. So there you have it.
So after Bitcoin mining fizzled out, what did you do next?
So we went into mostly trading, mostly exchanging, and mostly having
altcoins, Bitcoin,
all
Bitcoins,
the things. All the things. We offered some consultancy as well. We tried to make some meetups.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, at one sort of time, you have the same people, and you get bored of the same old question: how is Bitcoin doing these days?
Yeah, if you start a meetup, it doesn't give you any insight on the price. A lot of people come to the meetups and they're like, is Bitcoin going up? Are the altcoins going up? What do you think of this? And I'm like, dude, I don't know any more than anybody else. Just because I start a meetup and I have people here for drinks, I don't have magical powers. Like, if I did, would I just give it away and tell you? I mean, I would be rich, and then I wouldn't be at this meetup having beers. I mean, but it is great to have the meetups, even though they do get into that trap sometimes.
It is great, but then again, you would have to have different crowds every night, or just have a level of knowledge and sort people out onto these levels, so they don't get bored and they're still be interactive.
Yeah. So did it work out? Did people come to the meetup?
They actually did, and it could have went on. We just didn't have the patience or the time to do more of those. So we ended up just joining conferences and joining these communities where you can actually have great information, great education, and just a great crowd.
So what are you working on right now?
So my project right now is Transylvania Crypto Conference. It's TCconf for short.
Yeah.
And obviously we would like to make it an annual event, and having really high hopes to get everyone in, especially to Romania, where all the stories are really, all kinds.
Well, Transylvania, everybody's thinking vampires.
Yes.
So is it in a Gothic castle? Like, will we come back alive? Will there be like bite marks in my neck? I'm gonna like live forever now.
See, this is what people think when they hear about Transylvania. It's such a cliche, and Cluj, where I'm from, it's quite the IT hub. So basically, everyone from the country is coming to live there because of the high tech and high end and great jobs and lots of opportunities. So it's not your typical Dracula castle, medieval carriage pulled.
All right, so it's a modern town. They have Wi-Fi.
Yeah, we have great Wi-Fi, by the way.
Go.
We have one of the best internet provider country in like 5 countries or so, and everyone is really welcome to join and to check out Transylvania Crypto Conference.
And what kind of speakers do you have so far? Anybody you want to announce, tell the people about?
No, not yet.
Not yet?
Not
okay.
yet. I'm not going to do that because, I prefer not to yet. But then again, you can always check out our website, TCconf.ro.
Yeah.
And we have listed the confirmed speakers already there.
Oh, so people can check it out right now.
They can.
All right, that's very cool. Well, thanks so much for coming on, being interviewed.
Thank you so much for having me. It was nice talking to you.